Today's story is about a boy who used to make bad decisions in his life, and then what happened to him. Never judge life too soon. One morning, in a small village surrounded by green hills, there lived a farmer named Ravi. Ravi was hard-working, but often quick to complain about his life. He believed that fate had always been unfair to him. Ravi's fields were not as fertile as others. His house was smaller, and his earnings barely supported his family. Despite his efforts, he always felt life had given him the short end of the stick. One day, as Ravi was walking through his fields, he found an old man sitting under a large banyan tree. The man looked peaceful, with a long white beard and a kind smile. Ravi, feeling frustrated, decided to share his troubles with the stranger. "Life is so unfair," Ravi began. "I work harder than anyone in this village, yet I have nothing to show for it. My neighbor has rich fields, a big house, and plenty of money. Why does life treat me this way?" The old man listened patiently. After Ravi had finished, the man said, "Come, walk with me. I want to show you something." Curious but skeptical, Ravi followed him. They walked to the edge of the village, where a potter was working on his clay pots. The old man asked Ravi, "What do you see?" "I see a man shaping clay into pots," Ravi replied. The old man smiled and said, "Look closely. Do you see how each pot starts as a lump of clay? It takes time, patience, and skill to shape it into something useful and beautiful. Life is like that. It tests you, molds you, and prepares you for something greater." Ravi frowned. "But why does my life feel harder than others?" The old man pointed to a pot that had cracks in it. "Not every pot turns out perfect," he said. "But even a cracked pot has value. It may not hold water, but it can still grow flowers." Ravi began to understand, but he wasn't entirely convinced. The old man continued, "Let me show you one more thing." They walked further and reached a large tree. Its branches were heavy with fruits, and its shade offered relief from the hot sun. The old man said, "This tree grows strong because it faced storms, harsh sunlight, and heavy rains. Without challenges, it would not stand tall and provide so much to others." Ravi looked at the tree and thought about his life. Perhaps his struggles were shaping him, just as the storms shaped the tree. As they returned to the village, the old man gave Ravi one final piece of advice. "Life may seem unfair at times, but every struggle has a purpose. Do not judge life too soon. Trust that your efforts will bear fruit in their own time." From that day on, Ravi began to see his life differently. He stopped comparing himself to others and focused on his own journey. He worked with hope in his heart, knowing that life was shaping him into something stronger. And true to the old man's words, Ravi's hard work eventually paid off. His fields grew greener, his harvest improved, and his family prospered. More importantly, he found peace and contentment within himself. The lesson Ravi learned stayed with him forever. Never judge life too soon, for every struggle is part of a greater story. Feel free to use this story for your channel. It is original and crafted specifically for your purpose. Learn more stories, subscribe, channel Word Wonder Stories. Thank you.